João, prazer inestimível. Ronnie, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure to have you here. Like, you know, I always like to say, like, Ronnie is on our black belts here, and I take a lot of advice from him. I actually take a lot of, like, from João, Uncle Vince, Ronnie, Jose. These guys I always take advice from, because that guys I look up for. So today we're gonna talk. Today, you know, you guys see, you already invest on our studio. You see the back here, a big investment.
It's a nice flag.
The
best one.
The best flag in the world.
Yeah. The strongest.
Man, the strongest one in the world. And of course, you're gonna piss off some people, make some people bad. But guess what? This is our channel.
This is your opinion.
This is your opinion. You can have any opinion. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna show the facts. Opinions can be changed. Facts not.
Very true.
Right? You can give any opinion, but the fact is there. You want to say something? Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, Ronnie, for everybody.
It's amazing. I like how Robynho says we're going to piss some people off. He's never worried about pissing somebody off. I always know where I stand with Robynho. Always. Because he'll come in and he'll tell you within the first 2 or 3 minutes. Like when the mats got stained, and he came in, the first thing he said, Ronnie, I want to punch your face. So right then I knew.
Is that normal?
It's pretty normal. I knew, okay, he's pissed off. So
straight face.
Oh yeah, well, straight face, you want to punch my face, and then I knew, okay, I know I mess up. Please, sir, let me try and explain. But
I
always know where you stand with him.
So, introduce yourself.
My name's Ronnie. I'm a first-degree black belt under Robynho and João.
Ronnie James Jiu-Jitsu, man.
Yes, sir, Ronnie James Jiu-Jitsu. It's a pleasure to train with these guys. It's funny when they invited me to come and be on the podcast. We just got done training. I go and I change real quick. I still look like I got my ass kicked. And I look at these guys. Their hair's not messed up. They don't even look like they were sweating today. Seriously.
You don't need too much. You're so handsome, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
We are need this little bit.
I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Everybody's good looking in the dark. Just get the room nice and dark. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
I look like Brad Pitt in the dark, man.
Yeah.
You get it dark enough?
In the dark, yeah.
Call me Brad Pitt, man. It's all good. All good. No, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
So today we're gonna talk about something that happened this week. They got George Floyd case. They got the cop, you know, Derek Chauvin condemned, and have the other one with Bryant too. That happened. So this bring a lot of how am I gonna say the word?
A lot of emotion.
A lot of emotions.
Yeah,
from both sides.
Yeah.
And then I wanna hear your guys' opinion on both.
Starting with George Floyd. If you watch the tape, man, I mean, it's
just one. Guys, rapaziada, vamos falar hoje. O Ronnie, of course, nossa mãe do céu, Jesus amado, confundindo tudo. A gente
um saco desse.
A gente vai falar em inglês porque o Ronnie tá aqui. Mas teve, se vocês estão seguindo aí o que está acontecendo na mídia, teve o caso do George Floyd, do policial, que foi condenado. E essa semana, acho que terça-feira também, teve o caso da Bryant, a menina lá, o anjo. Segundo o pai disse, meu anjo, de 16 anos, que estava com a faca pronta quando... Vamos falar disso aí. Pra esfaquear outra pessoa, e o policial chegou e infelizmente já veio falecer. Certo? Então, eu vou tentar falando com vocês aí na medida que a gente vai desenrolando, para tentar dar um direcionamento onde a gente tá indo. Valeu? Now English. So let's go, Ronnie.
So real quick, it's funny. Cuando yo hablo español, tú entiendes. Pero cuando tú hablas portugués, I don't understand shit. It sounds to me like it sounds like you take a bite of food and you're chewing and you're trying to speak Spanish. Yeah, but I don't understand any of it, man. But you guys understand when I speak Spanish.
Yeah.
But I going back the other way, I don't get it. Anyway, so
let's talk about before. First about George Floyd case. Let's see. Cleverson say, hey.
Say hi.
Cleverson, good to see you, my friend. God bless you. So George Floyd. Anybody that watched the tape, man, it was heartbreaking to watch. And my first impression of that was lack of training. And all three of us here have hit the ground with somebody, and it's very easy to control somebody who's not trained. And so I'm watching these three officers fuck around with this guy who's high as a kite. And between three officers, they couldn't get him restrained. And I watched their poor tactics, and it was heartbreaking and frustrating, because if you had one guy who was, let's take it for instance, Jasmine, the little blue belt who weighs about 120 pounds, she would have rolled his ass up, cuffed him, had him handled no problem. And you had three grown men that couldn't handle him. And that's lack of training. That's horrible. And then to fast forward, they put him in the car, took him out of the car, put him in the car, fought with him. And then for him to put his knee on the back of his neck, there's no reason for that. All of us have trained long enough. You don't need to put your knee on the back of somebody's neck. Just the polar opposite. If you were to control his hips, and if somebody were to sit on his hips when he's face down and has his hands cuffed behind him, he can't move. He can't move. So the way I view it, it was tragic on all sides. George Floyd woke up. We have to live and die by our decisions. He woke up, he did drugs, he did the fentanyl, he was high as a kite. Then he tried to pass a phony $20 bill. That's what led the cops there. That's on him. He needs to own that shit. That's on him. Had he not done drugs, had he not done, tried to pass a phony bill, he would have never had any interaction with the cops. Had he got in the car, had he went to jail, he would have bonded out and been home in a couple hours, hanging out with his family. Within 2 or 3 hours, he would have been done.
And it's crazy because I saw one footage this week. Well, I was okay, we're gonna talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
When the cops get there, the body camera, and they put him on cuffs and put him inside the car.
Yeah.
Even when they push inside the, I have a claustrophobia.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. Then people make this, I can't breathe because the knee was neck. No. When they push him in the car, he go like, I can't breathe already.
Yeah.
He was standing like, I can't breathe. So, keep going.
Well, to give you guys an example, heroin is a very strong drug, right? Fentanyl is 100 times stronger than heroin.
Yeah?
100 times stronger, yeah.
I didn't know that.
To give you guys an idea,
Where's the other this?
American Patriot.
he's kidding, Sylvia, he's kidding. He's kidding, Sylvia. There was a. I'm going to digress for a minute, but there was a cop in Dallas, Texas. 90% of the heroin and fentanyl come across our southern border. Anyways, in Texas, this cop, he busted some guy, and he had a bag of fentanyl. And he took the bag of fentanyl and he tossed it on the desk. When it hit the desk, imagine dropping something on dirt and you see the cloud of smoke. Mm-hmm. Well, just the fentanyl that was released into the air, he breathed it. He took about 5 steps, and it's on video camera. Took 5 steps, he went face down, and everybody's like, what the fuck just happened? He OD'd on fentanyl. They literally take Narcan, they rolled him over. Narcan is something that, fentanyl is such a problem in our society now that a lot of the first responders, our fire departments, even some of our police carry carry Narcan in their vehicle. Mm-hmm. And it's like a nasal spray. They shoot it up into the nasal cavity, and it counteracts if they get there in time. And literally, kind of exaggerating, but you guys have all seen Pulp Fiction where they stab her in the chest. Okay, that's for Hollywood. In real life, it's a nasal spray that they spray.
Like this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking right now. I said, João was thinking something before. Like, man.
Can I tell you something? I'm trying to cover for you in case Sylvia's watching. Can only do so much, man.
Man, I saw that thing like, man, João had something.
Oh my God.
And you're like, whoa.
So anyways, they had to give him Narcan, and literally when you watch somebody take Narcan, it takes 5 years off your life every time this happens. And I've seen it administered twice to the same guy, a guy named Heroin Bobby. I've seen him dead in his front lawn, not moving. They give him Narcan. He's laying, not moving, and all of a sudden, it's like somebody shocks him back to life. He sits up, and it's like, holy shit. You go from death's door, to being back. So George Floyd, had he been in the right state of mind, not done the drugs, maybe he would have made better decisions. He owns that. Yeah, I live and die by my decisions. He died by his decisions, by doing the drugs, having interaction, choosing to fight the cops. That's on him. Mm-hmm. Then that cop, justice is served. He fucked up. He's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the way the trial unfolded and everybody made it a political thing, that's the thing that's shitty. Had they just, everybody shut up and said, hey, let justice take its course. Maxine Waters made comments and said, hey, we're going to get confrontational, and she incited violence. And the jurors weren't sequestered, meaning the jurors got to go home every day. The jurors saw all this shit, and one juror's already come out and said, I didn't want rioting in my city. I didn't want them to come to my home. So the judge came out, and I think the word he used is Maxine Waters' behavior was abhorrent behavior.
We
she
talk
needs
about
to own that.
What Floyd, he was right. No, he was wrong. Like Ronnie said, you make your own choice.
Yeah.
If I broke here and tried to get inside some store, and the guy have a gun, it's my choice.
Yeah.
I can't be dead. The cop was right, totally wrong.
Yep.
The cop get what he deserved.
Yeah.
I think he get what he deserved.
Yeah.
He is untrained. I don't care. You live by your decision. He decide to put the knee on his neck.
Yeah.
What I don't like about is now they put George Floyd like a saint.
Yeah.
You see his pictures everywhere. Oh, he was a saint. No, he was a drug addicted. He got a lot of police reports, against him.
Yeah.
He was a porn star. He was an example for anybody.
He wasn't a good person.
He wasn't a good person. And then people draw him now like an angel.
Yeah.
And thank you, George Floyd, for what the heck? Actually, if you guys wanna buy a George Floyd picture, I have the regular size for put right next to Jesus, because that's how it look like. They're gonna do now. They put George Floyd picture next to the Jesus.
God, Holy Spirit,
yeah.
George Floyd.
Yeah.
The Trinity and George Floyd, man.
What's happening now, though, honestly, when I was growing up, I'm 54 years old. When I was growing up, people wanted to be police, firemen, astronauts, doctors, lawyers. Now you ask the kids what they want to be, and you know what they say? I want to be a YouTube influencer. I want nothing to do with anything that's beneficial to society. You know what I mean? They want to influence YouTube. They want to be a Instagram, hero. Taking selfies and shit.
I have a question about this situation, George Floyd. In your opinion, Ronnie, the police guy is unprepared or just hate? In your opinion, in that case,
my opinion, I think two things.
Specific guy and a specific case.
I think two things. I think the officer showed frustration because he couldn't handle the situation. I think he was frustrated, and it showed. And he thought, you know what? I'm gonna fucking make this guy pay, and I'm gonna put my knee on his neck. And that turned out to be his
just for fun.
Yeah, he was frustrated with the situation because you both of you know we've trained long enough. If I have a hold of your head but I don't have a hold of your body, like a guillotine. Okay, I slap you in a guillotine. If I don't have control of your hips, I'm not going to finish the submission, right? So in this thing, the only reason he put his knee on the neck was to be a dick. He was putting his knee on the back of his neck to inflict pain on him. And he did. You could hear him scream, and subsequently he couldn't breathe. That's on that cop. I asked the cop a few months ago, I said, would you rather have a partner that's a black belt in jiu-jitsu or a criminal justice degree? And instantly he said, oh shit, easy, black belt in jiu-jitsu. Are you going to hit him with your criminal justice degree? That's a piece of paper that shows that you went through college, and yeah, obviously you're educated, but don't confuse education with intelligence. You can take a fucking monkey and spend enough time with him and teach that monkey basic tasks.
Gil said a good thing. Look, not all the cops are like that, and
That's
we
true.
know that. We know that.
Yeah.
No, most of the cops are not like that.
99% is good.
We have here like, man, we have maybe
I don't know, there's a bunch.
like few cops here, all good people.
Yeah.
But just like in jiu-jitsu, have some piece of crap there too. Like I say, you have to live with your choice.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's good and bad in everything. In every religion, in every race, there's good and bad. You know, and I learned this later in life. Not everybody needs to be my friend. You know, I would rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. I surround myself with the people I truly care about and truly care about me. Everyone else, you're my acquaintance. I'm cool with you, but you're not in my circle. Not in my
I learned
circle.
these two here. It's better to have a 4 quarters than 100 pennies.
Yeah, I don't need that shit. I don't need to spend time, you know, you're my acquaintance. Hey, you're cool. I see you. We shake hands. I give you a hug. I wish you well. But I keep my quarters close, man.
What do you think about the case, Master João?
Man, I don't have a... In my opinion, this guy, this police guy is a piece of shit. In my opinion. This guy, this specific guy, because all the professional career has a 1% is a piece of shit. He's a jiu-jitsu coach, and a boxing coach, and a cashier. 1% is a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I remember the first podcast and I talked to Robynho. The problem that this guy doesn't have a friend, because if the friend take care about him and say, man, slow down.
Yeah.
I think in that moment they explain a little bit his hate. It's not about the color. I don't know. It's about the colors, about the races, but a little bit hate. So the people has a little bit dark inside the heart. Then, in that moment, if somebody say, "Man, slow down," one friend, one confidence guy say, "Man, slow down. You have a control. We are 3 here.
Yeah. Yep.
We have a control. Relax, okay?" But everybody just say, "Oh, stay far, stay far."
These police agencies spend millions of dollars a year on settlements, meaning when an officer screws up, they pay the family millions of dollars. The thing I don't understand is why don't they take that and get actual training? It should be mandatory that if you're going to be an officer on the street, that you're at least a blue belt level. A blue belt should be able to handle somebody who's untrained. So it's like a blue belt, and then a guy comes in and it's his first or second class and he starts rolling. You're going to watch that blue belt roll him up. No problem. Every police officer should be at least a blue belt or better. Because if you watch, I mean, you can manhandle somebody. I mean, literally, you can very easily control them and put them in positions. And I mean, like today, I'm not going to name names, but I got somebody in what I call the arm collector. And I hope we get both arms here, and I'm digging my chin into the side and talking to him. And there's 3 cops, and they couldn't control one guy who's cuffed. That makes absolutely no sense. So it should be mandatory when these guys are going through the hiring process, and somebody goes, "Oh man, I've got a criminal justice degree," and that's great. That sits on your wall at home.
Look what Gil said. I don't know.
What do you say? The bad thing is Post does not allow police officers to use some jiu-jitsu moves. You consider them dangerous. Okay, so what he's referring to is chokeholds. A lot of chokeholds, the carotid arteries have been, like LAPD. Years ago, somebody died because they got put in a carotid choke, a rear naked choke, you know, anything that has to do with the carotid artery, they can't do. I don't need to choke you to control you. I've done this for 20 years. You guys know this. You don't need to choke me to control me. Neither do you. You know, that's the thing I don't understand. These guys, man, I like to get off a little topic here. Westminster the other day, I follow OC Hoods on Instagram, and there's 3 officers that have cuffed one female, and they're fighting with her. She stands up, she falls down and kicks one, and the first thing the officer did was start punching her. And the other 2 officers go, no, and it's all on video. And I'm thinking, and ironically, there was a few people that chimed in and said, man, if any of these guys had any form of jiu-jitsu training, now mind you, she's cuffed, it's a female, and she's already cuffed. Why the fuck do you need to punch her? You don't need to punch her. How easily could anybody with a blue belt level of jiu-jitsu control them, let alone a black belt? Could you imagine one of us with somebody who's already cuffed? I mean, there's no need to strike her. All that does is, and then everybody around started, hey, I'm videoing this shit's going viral. You know what I mean? That's part of the problem. Lack of training. What
do you think, Mr. Robertson?
About what?
About the police?
I said that they have to be trained. I said the guy is like, he take their own decision, have to live with this choice. I'm very happy that he get condemned, because if he not get, then they're gonna burn all the cities again. And man, like, it's crazy how the world's going right now. It's crazy. You know, talk about like BLM. They come with the the BS. They're like the for the Black Lives Matter. They're like, no, all the lives matter. When this shit happened last year, they destroyed part of Los Angeles. They destroyed Long Beach downtown. Yeah. They destroyed all around the. Remember the case for the lady, the black lady, have a restaurant and they destroyed it, and she was crying. She's like, "How I gonna take care of my family now? Because you guys destroyed. I'm black. So my family is black. How I gonna take care of my?" So George Floyd case is one case. He take their own decisions. He paid the highest price. The cop take their own decision, paying the price too. Totally. BLM is a crap. Oh, you have something against BLM? Everything they do, they don't care. Don't tell me like protest is different than rioting. When you go to riots, and I see a law was on camera from LA. Man, the cops here are super nice. Because no joke. Me and João watch, like, it's hard to say that, but I wish like they shoot some people there. Because don't tell me you're protesting when you go to Melrose Boulevard, break inside the freaking beauty salon and steal the freaking safe. The freaking safe like 5 feet. Yeah. They put the chain on the safe and pull out with the freaking truck. What you say? You protesting? No. You're robbing. You're doing something. You like. But because the heat was super high, you know, the all the nerves because situation. If they shoot someone or put someone in jail, then like everything gonna go against the police corporation.
Anybody who has any interest in BLM, read their mission statement. Read what they're actually about. It's 3 African American ladies who came up with a hot button statement, and it's brilliant. Black Lives Matter, absolutely. Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, but Black Lives specifically, Black Lives Matter. Read their mission statement and what they're all about. They're 3 ladies who their sexual orientation, they're lesbians, and in their mission statement they talk about removing the African American father from the home. That's a huge problem within our society. Our society has eroded to the point where you don't have a mother, you don't have a mother and a father living in the same home. Now you hear people openly referring to everybody as baby daddy. Oh, it's my baby daddy. Oh, it's my baby daddy's baby mama. It's, when I grew up, we had a mother, you had a father in the home. You know, you had dinner together, you spoke to each other, you knew where everybody was coming and going. Nowadays, man, people are faces in their phones. You know, it's, as a society, we've lost the ability to truly communicate. You know, people send a text, send an email, you know, instead of engaging each other or speaking with each other. But back to my point with Black Lives Matter, read their mission statement. You can go on their website, you can read their mission statement. form your own opinion and see what they're all about. It's a hot button topic when you say Black Lives Matter, because if you come out and say, oh, it's anything negative against it, people automatically assume, oh, you're racist. And that's a term that's thrown out when the argument's lost. When you're having dialogue with somebody and they have a differing opinion of you, and the first thing is, oh, you're racist. Oh, you're racist. Read Black Lives Matter's mission statement. I watched ESPN, African-American gentleman on there. He went on and he started to read their mission statement and what they're all about. And I encourage everybody to do that for yourself so you can make an informed decision and see what they're all about. And then make your own opinion.
And before all you guys hating on us, have a documentary on YouTube called Uncle Tom. Go there and watch the documentary. Go learn something. Before you say like, I'm in favor of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Go and learn something. Not just go and defend them because like it's ridiculous. You're just being dumb. You know? And the other thing, like, even the post, when I post like that you will be here today, have a guy go on the post like, because I posted a white man.
Yeah.
They're in favor of guns. You know? Why? Because Republican, like, already people hating on us.
Yeah.
Already people hating on us. Like.
It's funny, when I read that, the first thing I thought was I was a redneck. Because you put white, pro-Second Amendment, Republican. The only thing you left, born in Montana. It's all good. I respect everybody's opinion, but I notice when I try and engage people in dialogue, when you actually try and have a conversation with people, the minute the people have, hey, we can disagree and still be respectful. My sister, who I love dearly, totally opposite political view than me. I respect her opinion. I totally disagree with her. I totally disagree, but I respect her opinion. We need to figure out a way that we can come together as a society and actually have dialogue where we can talk to each other. When you lose the ability to communicate with each other, as a society, we're destined to fail. You can't not communicate. You can't. You have to engage the opposite side and have dialogue without getting heated, without name calling, and without the threat of violence.
Yeah.
You know, you can't always threaten violence, man. Albeit violence is the answer sometimes.
And it's crazy, like.
But I suggest you train if you're going to get violent.
It's crazy because they always say like, oh, it's too much racism, everything. But like João can explain this better. The Jews, man, come on, the Jews was the most.
Yeah.
Like everybody go against them. Everybody go against the Jews.
Yeah. But
Man,
you know,
like in the war, and if you go here even today, you see like
Until
people
today.
go like they go like crazy. Oh, it's a Jew. They point a finger. All right, but they did.
Just work.
I was reading the Jews here in United States. 2% of the population are Jew, less than 2%, and they maintain more than 20% of the money.
Yeah.
Why? They feel like, all right, you guys want to hate on us?
Okay.
Let's see. Hate on us.
I was
Hi,
walking
Sophia.
down the hills.
Yeah.
You understand everything?
When you talk about the Jews, it makes me think of Germany.
Yeah.
Hitler, when he rolled into Austria, he wanted world domination. I saw a lady who was a survivor. She was born in Austria, and she lived through it when Hitler rolled into town. And I thought, oh man, they rolled into town, guns blazing. No, and she said, that's not what Hitler did. It was slow. And the first thing he did was make everybody feel like they were oppressed. You deserve this, you deserve that. And get them onto the government, where the government owes you this, the government owes you that. And then it was the media. Once they controlled the media, they controlled the information. Once they controlled the information, then they went to work on the universities, the generation coming up. And as they controlled the education system, then they said, you guys don't need guns. We're taking care of you. Everybody handed over their guns. So when the tanks rolled in, everybody was like, oh, this is great. The lady said, if I remember, 98% of the people wanted socialism. And then it got to the point where neighbors were ratting out neighbors for, non-government opinions. So like our opinions would be turned over to the government, and then we would be imprisoned for having an opinion that was, frowned upon as far as the government. So she said, we did it to ourselves. They didn't fire a shot. They rolled into town. you always have to have, that's why our government's broken into 3 branches. There's 3 branches of government. This cracked me up. AOC, who's a congresswoman, she didn't know the 3 branches of government. This is shit they teach you in high school. And she couldn't name the 3 branches of government. And our founding fathers were brilliant when they did it. They divided it into 3 branches. So it's 33 and a third, 33 and a third, 33 and a third. So not one branch is more important than the other. They have to work in unison with each other.
Yeah.
You have the legislative branch, which is gonna, formulate your laws. Then you have the judicial, which your justice system, which has to carry those out. And then your executive branch, which is the President of our United States, who's going to carry out and do what's in our best interest. That's what's brilliant about our system. And if you try and manipulate that system or stack the deck so that you can, which apparently some of the Democrats are now, that's not good.
He say one thing here, like, I agree with us, but the George Floyd, the protest was necessary. I agree totally. I agree. Protests are necessary.
Absolutely.
Rioting not.
Yeah.
I tell one thing.
I didn't agree about the protests.
Protest, I agree.
For
We have
me,
to protest. Like, for me, my moment, like you say, like we have the facts and the opinions. They have to protest. Okay. See if Martin Luther King breaks something.
Yeah.
Martin Luther like all peaceful protests.
Arm in arm.
Arm in arm.
Arm in
That's
arm.
it. I tell one thing. When they get the BLM thing going on, I don't even know what done that thing. They meet here, right across the street, on the Cypress College. I have my gun fully loaded here. I say, someone break inside my business, I'm gonna shoot them. I don't care what happened in your life. I work hard for have my things. So don't tell me it's nice to have people breaking up. I want to see like people say like, oh, it's necessary till you happen with you. Till you have nothing to do with the thing, like the lady, the restaurant lady.
Yeah.
Having nothing to do. And they go break her business. They throw fire and everything. Long Beach. Long Beach there, downtown, the beautiful place. They break everything. And they break and stealing.
And put a fire.
Put fire. Like you see, like the guy going out from the store.
Yeah.
With a lot of things that they stealing.
Yeah.
The Nike.
And it's crazy.
Jordans.
They go Nikes and
Come on, man.
It's all this bullshit, and the cops don't do nothing because they know gonna get hit. Yeah. They passed right between the cops. Yeah. That thing broke my heart. The freaking people in Santa Monica with the car full of freaking Nike shoes. Right? They don't try to protest. They try to break everything.
So what happens with protests? Protests are a necessary part of our society, but it's peaceful protests. And if you go back and you watch Martin Luther King, who emphasized peaceful protest, and look at how he was able to achieve civil rights through peaceful protest. If you have to get violent and start destroying people's livelihoods, your message is lost. People aren't going to remember your message. They're going to remember what you did. And then all of those businesses that you destroyed, those are people's livelihoods, whether they're white, black, or whatever color they are. Are they going to have the insurance or the money to reinvest? Do they want to reinvest in that same community? Or do they leave that community? So what's going to happen? Say you burn down your local grocery store and you loot it and there's nothing left. Well, now all of a sudden you don't have a car and you're taking the bus 2 miles to get to the grocery store. Now you may have to take a bus and go 10 miles to the grocery store. You're actually hurting yourselves. So peaceful protest, important part of our society, and it's covered under your First Amendment rights. You should exercise your opinions and your First Amendment rights to protest peacefully. But I can't emphasize enough, peacefully. The minute you see, like I see these guys out there on CNN, and they're being interviewed, and they go, I notice you have a can of soup, and they all go, oh, it's for my family. It's not for your family. Can of soup can be held, and it's a projectile. They hurl that into their opposition. And imagine a full can of chunky soup smacking somebody in the dome.
Yeah.
You're going to create damage. They're not there to spread a peaceful message. That's a message of hate and violence. And that's where we need to separate those. Peaceful protest, I'm all about it. Get out there, get your message. Let's engage in peaceful dialogue. Let's sit down and talk. Don't text me, don't email me. Let's sit down and talk. That's how people are meant to communicate. We've lost that art.
Even with that thing right after happened, the whole man, come on, it's not a protest if you have to bring the tanks and the army to take it all around Los Angeles. It's not a protest. That's like a freaking terrorism.
Yeah.
All right, it's not a protest. And then you know what I hate a lot when they come like the freaking Hollywood people.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry for my privilege, white privilege. I say, really?
Oh, man.
I'm here. Ronnie, how long you been working the same company?
34 years.
34 years. João, how old you was when you started working? How old are you when you start working?
15?
15 years. 15. I started work with 8 to 9 years old. Was a kid. And then people come like, oh, you have to be sorry for our privilege? Come on.
Which one?
And then, like, the people was like, oh yeah, they have to be sorry. Like the other one in LA, like, all kneeling tell to one of their students. And the protest go, oh, you have to kneel. For the Black Lives Matter, remember, everybody kneeling. And the student, I'm not gonna tell his name, but he's like, I'm not gonna kneel. Oh, you have to kneel or I'm gonna throw. She have something in the hand.
Yeah.
I have the 12 gauge with the rubber bullet, not rubber, the beans, right?
The bags.
Bags.
Yeah.
He said like, you throw this, I'm gonna shoot this on it, and this hurt.
Yeah.
And he's totally right. He don't have to kneel for nothing.
Nah.
Look, I work hard to have what I want, to have what I have. You know, I'm not sorry for my privilege. I born in a very poor family. I grow up to work, you know, like with 9 years old. And today I have like a okay car. I love my life. So you say like, I'm sorry for my privilege. And then the guy stay behind his phone, his $1,000 phone with his freaking Jordans on his foot, texting bullshit on the internet because the government pay him. And say like, you have to be sorry for your privilege. You are privileged. You get the money from the government. So don't come with this bullshit for me. I'm not sorry for my privilege. I'm not, because I don't have privilege. I have to work. What about these people who talk so much about privilege? Put their butt to work. Besides stay at home, he stay on his freaking sofa with the feet up, watching CNN and talking shit.
Oh, last week, the partner on my job, he said, oh, you have to pay in cash for me. And my boss said, no, I have to pay in check.
Yeah.
No, if you pay me in check, the government cut my benefit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
So he's double dipping. Yeah.
You see,
Then I'm sorry, I have to go home because I don't.
The guy give up work for don't lose the government benefits.
That's fine.
You know, have a rule here in USA. This is like what someone told me. I tried to find it, I didn't find it. Huh?
You're not sure?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But if you're born black, you already have like some help for the government.
Yeah, that I don't know. That's like, something you said kind of clicked in my brain when you said they asked that guy to kneel. I kneel before no man. I kneel for God.
Exactly.
I kneel for God, our Creator. I praise God, but I'll kneel before no man. Fuck that. You kill me. You kill me. I'll die on my feet before I'll kneel. You're gonna put a bullet in my head. I'm gonna be standing. I'm not gonna kneel before you.
And like I say today we're gonna have haters. Yeah, like people, the keyboard warriors gonna but you like, look. I go for the facts. My opinion is my opinion, but the fact is, I'm not sorry for my privilege because I don't have privilege. I work hard. And you, the one defend like, this BLM thing. What about you get your butt and put to work? Besides stay on your $1,000 phone and with your $300 Jordans and talking about the monster, the capitalism is a monster. Yeah. It's a monster for you that don't work. Huh? For me, not. For me, it's really good. I love capitalism because I have to work so I have what I have.
They call this a land of opportunity for a reason. You know, let me say one thing also that's kind of clicked in my brain. There's only one heaven and one hell. And when you get there, they don't go, oh, wait, let the white people in first. Oh, no, let the black people in first. you're judged on by your character and what type of human being you were. If you're a piece of shit, guaranteed, doesn't matter what color you are, you're going to hell. If you were a good, morally sound individual, there's a good chance you're going to heaven. And God doesn't care if you're white, black, or what you are. You know, so there's one heaven and one
bond
hell.
is the same color.
Yeah, exactly. Our blood is the same color. We all bleed red. We all bleed red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like, what about the Makia Bryant case?
That's
Let's put the facts first, and then your opinion.
well,
The fact is, everybody, even the LeBron James, went to talking shit on his Twitter.
yeah.
I have to delete it because like everybody, after they released the bar camera, like whoa, look what happened. All right, so what happened was people think like, oh, the little girl was killed. First things first, if someone with a knife in the hand, a size of adult people, like she was 16 and she was big, with the knife, have one, when they freeze the footage,
Yeah.
the knife was like close, like when the cop shot it, and she was like easy, she was going to the neck to kill the other one.
Thank
And
God.
I'm pretty sure like the rule here is like, if you, how say, like I didn't put it here, like, if someone is in the dangers of lost their life, the cop can should use the deadly force.
Lethal force, yeah.
Yeah, lethal force.
And if there's an officer on here, they can comment. The whole thing, I thank God, first of all, for body camera, because had they not had body
can
camera,
you imagine if you don't have body camera in this case?
how would the news have presented
Holy
it?
moly,
The news,
yeah.
CNN, and MSNBC would have said, white officer shoots black female teenager,
Yeah.
and they would have burnt
The
that
angel.
city. They would have burnt that city to the ground.
No, they want to burn the whole USA again.
Burn it to the ground instead of waiting to see actually what happened, you know. And ironically, the neighbor across the street had cameras on his house,
Good.
and someone actually put, labeled who each person was. So the officers were called, if I'm correct, to a fight, and somebody had a knife. So several officers respond. By the time that officer got out of his car and started approaching the scene, that girl was chasing another girl with a knife. She fell on the ground. Now, once she hit the ground, the girl with the knife's father started kicking that girl in the head.
No, it's crazy because the father say like, oh, why you did with my baby? Right after, he kicked the other girl's head.
Why didn't he stop it? Where's the real parental, where's the real parent? As a father, I would have said, whoa, 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 and got involved and calmed the situation down. Somebody has to have, common sense and a calming, nature about this. He should have stepped in, calmed his daughter down, taken the knife from her, but instead she chases the girl out. She falls down. The father kicks her in the head. Then the girl turns and lunges at the other girl, and it's all on camera. Thank God, or they would have burnt that city down.
Thank God have the body camera, because this can be like a big mess too for USA.
I heard people say, why did he shoot her in the leg? Why did he shoot her in the arm? I have a lot of guns, which you put on your post, and I like to shoot guns. But before I bought guns, I took training. I went to field time tactical training, Stanton, California, and shot a bunch of guns, took lessons, just like jiu-jitsu.
And the other thing
gotta
too,
go do it.
we go back in the same concept like we told early, like you have to live by your decisions. When she go there, the little angel, that for me just a criminal, like the other one, I don't care. She was about to stab someone. When she go there, get a knife and try to put in someone's throat, she decide, okay, I'm giving up my life. If the cops show up, I can get killed. Then that was the fact. The facts were, the cop get there, the girl have the knife in her hand, try to stab the other girl in the neck.
Yep.
That's the fact. Nobody can change this. The facts you don't change. You can have your opinion, but the facts are facts. What do you think? What's your opinion about this? Master João. I like João because João no, cara.
No. Man, I look the general opinion beside our opinion. For them, the cops need to use some petal of the roses. If they see the crime, they just throw the petals and put the Imagine It from John Lennon.
Yeah.
And everybody cut their hands and imagine on people. And that's it. It's a perfect world, but it's not real.
You want to see the real world? All you people on Instagram, go on World Star. Go on World Star. That's the real world, and how people really act when they don't get their chicken nuggets and they start smashing windows and acting a fool. That's the mental capacity of the people we're dealing with now. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
What's your opinion, Ronnie?
I think
about that specific situation.
That specific situation. So when I would go to field time tactical training, literally they would tell you shoot till you stop the threat. You aren't going to shoot an arm or a leg. Chances are you're going to miss and shoot the person who's being attacked. You have to shoot for center mass, the largest portion on the person's body, which is what? Their torso. And he had maybe 1 or 2 seconds to make a life and death decision.
That's the other thing too. If the guy don't take the action or shooting the leg, like what
leg?
What the heck you talking about shooting the leg? If let's pretend he's shooting the leg, and the girl have time enough, because like I say, when they freeze the image, the knife was really close to the other girl's neck.
Yeah.
Or shoot the leg and he killed the other girl. You know what's gonna happen in the news? Unprepared cop has no. He did it right.
So he shot her with a 9mm pistol, which is a fairly fast round, but it's a small round. And you can carry, generally a police officer can carry 15 rounds in there. Our military found that when you shot somebody with a 9mm pistol, you had to shoot them multiple times to stop the threat, meaning as I'm engaging you and I pump 2 or 3 shots into you, you're not stopping, you're coming forward. So you're entering 8, 9, 10 rounds into a person before they finally stop. That's why a lot of guys carry 45s. I have a friend who's an officer who was involved in a shooting. He shot a guy 5 times with a 45, once in the cheek, and the guy kept coming. Then finally the guy retreated, jumped in his car, and then a pursuit took place, and he drove all the way from Long Beach to UCI, turned in the turnout, and then fell out and died. But he shot him 5 times with the 45, and the guy still was able to drive from...
It happened with our friend in Brazil, Guga. He was in a situation and he was out of the not working that day, and he's a cop. And he stopped by the gas station to get some gas. And he looked in the mirror, so like, oh, someone robbing the gas station. But was like a few pumps down. He said, you know what? Just wait. You know, on your turn, just wait. Let's see.
Yeah.
Nobody get hurt. And then the guy comes to the next pump. Because there, we don't pump ourselves, have someone to serve you. And then when the guy come closer, then he get out, say, stop, police. And have the 38.
Yeah.
You know?
Another small round.
Yeah. And then he popped like a few rounds. Yeah. He get shot by his arm and go by his heart.
Yeah.
But praise the Lord, he's alive, but he got the shot. And he said like, man, I popped all 6.
Yeah.
Because I have a revolver there.
Yeah.
And the guy's still coming. And he had a girlfriend back in the days, Sarah, and she had a 45. Then boom! Then the guy stopped.
So that 38, a lot of guys carry their service weapon, 9mm most of the time. Some guys carry 45s, and then they carry that 38 in an ankle holster. That's their backup. But if this guy's off duty and he has that 38, and that's not a lot of firepower. If you're talking about sustained firefight, you've got 6 shots. If you don't get the job done in 6 shots, you're out. You're out. So it's a backup weapon. I wouldn't use it as my primary.
I don't understand why the people, because when I was young, my daddy all the time say, if the gangster wanna catch your something, your wallet or your cell phone, just raise your hands and give.
Yeah.
And that's it. Why they try to, no, for police, never.
Yeah.
Why? Because the people has a freaking gun.
Yeah.
It's the same. But one is a professional. Is there for our safe. Another one is therefore putting our life in dangerous. I don't understand. I really don't understand.
Give you guys an idea. A friend of mine got hired by the police department in 1987. 500 to 1. For every 500 applicants, one got hired. Nowadays, it's down below 50 for every 50 applicants because nobody wants this position, you know. And then also you look at the longevity. These guys, I hate to say it, but a lot of them are alcoholics, broken marriages. I mean, it's something where it's a position people used to show a sign of respect. You'd call for help, they would come, they would answer. Generally, if you treat them with respect, you're gonna think this is funny, but years ago, I worked in Stanton, and that Stanton's a shitty area. I mean, I literally walk to my truck, I look down so I don't step on a heroin needle, so I don't step in shit from some homeless guy, you know, or a used condom from some hooker, because it's disgusting. Just police officers, it used to be something, a position people respected, and nowadays it's just the opposite. It's something, these guys sitting in a car, they're a target. Sitting in a car, there was two officers, I think they're LA County sheriffs, just sitting in their car, and a guy walked up and emptied his gun into the car. One was shot multiple times, one in the head. Somehow the female officer drug him out, set up a perimeter, called for backup, and issued aid to him. That's what I consider a hero. Those are people we should look up to. You know, but generally, if you show respect in any walk of life, you're given respect.
We're talking serious and Jose go with talking crap here. Jose is stupid, man. Like,
you know what's funny? And Jose that made that comment, that's where I normally see him as Stanton. Stanton is so bad. To give you guys an idea, here's a typical week. I literally went to a little Mexican restaurant and I'm eating. And as I'm eating, this hooker walks in and she puts her hands up and goes, and I go, and then I turn the other way. And she walks around here and she goes, again, I go, and I turn the other way. Now she walks around and she does it again. So finally I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to eat my lunch and get back to work. I go, what do you want? She goes, you want a date? And I go, no, man, I want to eat my lunch. That was on a Monday. Then on Tuesday, I go out to my truck. I go and get my lunch and I go by Bank of America there. I jump out of my truck, I shut the door, this guy slides the van door open, he goes, hey man, and I go, hey man, and he goes, you want to buy a gun? And it caught me off guard. I said, what? He goes, you want to buy a gun? And I said, no, I'm good, man. He goes, how about a computer? How about a TV? And at this point, you're always on camera, people, so I literally went like this. That's a lovely offer, and I want to thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Just going to get some quick cash and get my Subway sandwich, and I'm out. Get my money, then I leave. Every day there's shit like this. Then I go and I get my food, and I'm parked at the Food for Less in Stanton. And I'm literally sitting there underneath a tree, just trying to find some shade in Stanton. And I see this big motorhome, piece of shit motorhome. Guy comes up and bangs on the side of the motorhome. The dude slides it open, sticks his head out, nods his head, goes back, hands him something, takes the money. I'm like, that's kind of weird. A few minutes later, bang, 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 bang. And I'm watching him do these drug deals. Stanton PD's maybe 100 yards from Food for Less. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, that song started going through my head, bad boys, what you gonna do? I thought, what the fuck am I doing, man? Sitting here just trying to eat lunch underneath a shady tree, and I'm watching, no shit, in the hour I was there, probably 15, 16 drug deals go down. And I'm not shitting you people when I tell you, I could run to Stanton PD like that. I mean, it's right there. I can see the back of the building.
You think the PD don't know what's going on?
I'm just saying, man, it's an armpit, and then hookers walking up and down the street. It's just, it's terrible. It's terrible.
And now like nowadays,
to know about this. The hookers on the street.
And nowadays everything like, we have to be aware, like everything's like about racism, everything.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, what was you one told me, the lady get some boy going to the girls' restaurant on her school, daughter's school, right? So, tell us about Ronnie.
So this guy, I think he was trying to call out the left, and he literally went into the female bathroom, and he opened the stall, but he didn't lock the stall, and he put the seat up, and he starts pissing, and of course the teacher walks in, hey, you can't be in here, and he goes, I identify as a female, and he started arguing with him. I identify as a female. And he was trying to push their buttons because it's becoming more and more socially acceptable. It's like I had a friend complain and say, I can't believe my daughter has to wrestle against boys. I said, why can't you believe that? That boy identifies as a girl. And now the left is saying that that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't think it's okay, but you voted for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You voted for it.
And it's crazy because like the people have more complaining is the one vote for the Democrat side. Like, oh, this happened. But you're voting for. You didn't read your president program before you voted on him. You just voted on him because you're anti-Trump. Like, not getting politicians here. No, I don't want to get in like presidential politician. I don't, because I'm a Trump supporter, but I read.
Yeah.
Oh, you like, we have this conversation like a few times. You like Trump? No, I don't like Trump as a person.
Mm-hmm.
For me, he's not gonna be my friend.
Yeah.
I have friends. But what we need is a good president. For me, in my eyes, this is my opinion. He was one of, or the best president United States had. But what you want? You want the one who kisses the babies? Hey, yeah, smile for you. Good luck. You know, that's the one. Try to take away your guns now. And guess what? They start putting limitations. Or assault rifle. Or you should make illegal. Like, guess what's gonna happen?
Yeah. History is destined to repeat itself. You know, if you don't don't learn from it. You know, they complained about. I support any person who it's like this. I wished our president of the United States, whoever it is, the ultimate success, because if he's successful, we're successful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if I get on a plane and say, "Oh, this pilot's a piece of shit. I wish he would crash the plane." Well, if I'm on the plane, what kind of mental statement is that?
No, I hope like Biden do a great job.
So do I. God willing, he'll do a good job, and I hope to God he does. I want to tell you guys a little story real quick. My father-in-law is 82 years old, and he's born and raised in Mexico. My mother-in-law was born in the United States, but traveled back and forth between Mexico and the United States, and had done so from a very young age. So my mother-in-law was an American citizen. My father-in-law went to a very elite university in Mexico, and I didn't know this until about 5 years ago. That if you're, to give you an analogy, if you're smart, you go to, in the United States, you go to an Ivy League college, Harvard or Yale or something like that. But if you're gifted in the United States, you go to MIT. But you can't just say, oh, I want to go to MIT. You have to be invited to go to MIT. You have to be special. Well, my father-in-law and his older brother skipped multiple grades. They both went to the MIT of Mexico. And the group of people he hung out with went on to be extremely successful people. Most of them were, one was a governor, multiple senators, labor leaders, and I hate to say it, but they robbed, pillaged, and plundered millions of dollars from the Mexican people. My father-in-law's story was a little different. He left college after he graduated with an engineering degree. And he said, you know, I love this lady, I want to marry her. He made it as far as Tijuana, and he ran flat fucking out of money. And my mother-in-law would go down every 14 days, and she was working as a seamstress. She would give him money. Her older sister, Auntie Vicky, would give her money, and Uncle Johnny would give him money. That money would sustain him for 10 days. He had a choice. I'm not going to see him for 4 more days. Do I eat or do I put a roof over my head? So he would not eat for 4 days. He would smoke cigarettes to take away the hunger. But he had a roof over his head in a shitty hotel. My mother-in-law got there and said, hey, we've got a coyote that'll get you across into the United States. And my father-in-law said, no. She goes, what do you mean no? What do you mean no? I thought you wanted mutiny. He said, I do. But if I get there, I want to marry you. You're going to be my wife. You're going to have my children. And if I get there and you become my wife and you have my children and I get deported, who's going to take care of my wife and children? He said no. So he waited until he got his papers, crossed legally, and then you're going to love this. When he got here, his engineering degree from that elite University of Mexico didn't mean shit in the United States.
It's like my degrees here, isn't it?
Didn't mean shit. You know what he did? In the 60s, he got a job pumping gas, doing oil changes. He was so smart that the guy who owned the gas station said, hey, you want to do my books? He started doing his books. He went back to college for a second time and got his engineering degree. Then he took a test at a company called Fluor, a large engineering construction company worldwide. And off the charts, did great. They brought him in for an interview, and this guy, I never forget his name. His name's Leonard, and he said, "Man, your knowledge of engineering is great, but your English is terrible." He said, "I'm going to take a chance on you. I'm going to hire you." And he put him with a guy named Tony Hernandez, and he told Tony, "Hey, get this guy's English on par." My father-in-law started watching English TV, so when you would go in his home, it would be English TV, English radio. He spoke English, he learned the language, he assimilated, and became a productive society. He ended up working for Fluor for 40 years. And the reason I give you the name of the guy, Leonard, who hired him, Leonard actually ended up working for my father-in-law later on down the line. My father-in-law was Leonard's boss and one of his closest friends. 40-year relationship. But he did it right. My father-in-law said, now people view it as like scoring a touchdown. I'm here, boom, spike the ball, I'm here, you have to deal with me. And that's the problem we face nowadays. We're landlocked with Central America and Mexico. What about the people from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh?
Long story short.
Other countries that want to come here.
Long story short.
Yeah.
You're welcome if you do everything right.
Do
I
it
have
right.
to work, João knows, like me, like I have to work 11 years to get my visa. Clean up 11 years. A lot of time, a lot of stress, a lot of tears,
Yeah.
right? A lot of money. I
Yeah.
never did anything wrong here and I have my visa.
Yeah.
So now people wanna cross because they're poor. Like, remember when happened? Everybody was by Tijuana with the families when they come all across the South America, getting people, boom, get there. And then someone told me like, "Oh, but you don't have a heart. Have a kids there." I say, "Look, I'm not the parents.
Yeah.
The parents put him in that situation. Or you don't think they deserve a chance? I think not here. Like they want to come illegally? No, because that what happened. You know, going low and low and low. Like, if you have to work, I give so much value here, United States, because I have to work so hard to get my things here. My visa, is the place I love, and I always post this on my social media, like this flag you love or leave. Oh, but no, like this, just leave.
Where would you go? Where's better than here?
Exactly.
Where are you gonna
People
go?
like, oh, it's very easy for you to say. It's not very easy. I left Brazil because Brazil wasn't giving me what I needed. I don't stay like complaining, oh, this crappy place, this and that. No, I just get my stuff and leave, come here. I love this place. I love this country. You know, like, man, it's the best place in the world. If it's not good for you, good motherfucker, leave. One time, it's funny. I was not dating. I take one girl out. Wasn't even a date. Oh, let's see, to know each other better. Then she like start talking crap, talk, and like, oh, because this country is so bad. This like, oh, this country is racist. This country is this country is that. I say, where are you from? I expect like she said like I born somewhere and come here. Oh, she born here. She grew up here. I say, how many times you get off in the United States to see the other countries? Oh no, I never, but I see the news.
Okay.
I swear the Lord, I get my wallet, get the money, put on the table to pay the bill, and left.
Yeah.
So where are you going? I'm out here.
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I couldn't leave fast enough, man.
And she was hot. I should stay.
At least till after dinner.
But like, no, like I was like, really? You that dumb? You never come out of the country? I know where I come from Brazil. And here's way better. That's why I'm here. And she like, oh no, you don't know what I'm talking about. So much racist and everything now. Oh, you homophobic, you racist, you this, you that. Like, it's crazy. I always have the two things. Like, for example, for black people, is normal. It's not black privilege. Never have a black privilege. You can say, call the white people cracker. Can call white people honky. You know, no problem. But if I go to a black person and call the N-word, then I'm in trouble because I'm racist. Oh, he called me a cracker? Honky? It's not racist. It's not against what?
Inverse
inverse.
Everybody has experienced racism at some point in time in their life.
Like
but
so
those are
much
those are learned
these
behaviors.
days.
Somebody has taught that, and so it's up to, like, I'm a father. I teach my children. I'm in a biracial marriage. My wife isn't white. I've gone to pick my kid up at school when they were little, and they're passing out the kids like this, and they grab my son by the coat. Where are you going? They go, my dad. And the lady looked right at me in the face and said, where? I said, oh, right here. That's my son. And they go, oh, you're the stepdad. I said, my son looked at me like, what the hell? I said, no, not the stepdad. He's all me. He's all me, man.
And it's crazy because it's how it go both ways. This happened with me 2006 when you come for Panam. Panam was in Carson. So we get the hotel there. Mm-hmm. And next to the hotel we have a nightclub. Mm-hmm. So we go to the nightclub. So I wanna, we're gonna go in, me and some couple of my friends. Say like, no, you cannot go in. Why? It was just black people. Just black people there. We cannot go in. Okay, good. Imagine if the opposite happened.
Yeah.
I have a place there, some black people come like, no, just white people here. It's so much racist. Even Tiaguinho from Barbosa, and Tiaguinho, like, he have at that time a big afro. He's like not very dark black, but he's black. And he get in. He say like, man, I almost get in trouble. Because they say, oh, no, black, get out here. All racist about, like, what the heck? The other time in New York, Leandro, Leo's brother, he went to New York. And we always see in the movies, the black church, people sing, it's nice and happy. I said, man, like, Leandro said, like, I go there. And he saw, like, next to where he was, have a church. He went there. So I'll come here, like, the doors was open. Like, people get in, but the door closed, like, just get in. They don't let him go in. He said, no, we're not having service today. He said, but they sing inside. No, we don't have service today. Because he white, and the church was for black people. Like, what's the balance on this?
Well, they're in there supposedly clearing their conscience, praising God, thanking Him for all their life, and that their real, intentions are outside that door. Man, we need to be good to each other.
Exactly.
We need to be good to each other.
When you cut your skin, everybody bleed red. I don't care about your color. I care about your character. Like, come on, really?
Yeah.
In Brazil, I don't know if I have here, but in Brazil, we have there like the quotes for university. Mm-hmm. Like, that much, you're gonna go to the like public. In Brazil, the best university was the public ones. Mm-hmm. So before you go to the public university, you need to go in a private school, or you are like freaking smart.
So hard.
It's hard. But then they have codes for black person. That means like if you black, I have the score way higher than yours, but the code for white person, white people is done. You black, you go in, and I'm not. And even if I studied all my life for that point, I cannot get in. So what the consistent is?
That's not.
Like, look.
See, they should be able to ask you.
I think you should be like, how when you cannot see colors?
Yeah, colorblind.
Colorblind.
Yeah.
Look, especially in the test, come on, really? You're gonna get in the university? Like, I'm gonna see who's the best one here, who deserve.
Yeah.
Oh, why he deserve just because he black? Really?
They shouldn't be able to ask you that. Here's your test, take it, fill it out, put your name.
That's it.
I don't need to know your race.
Exactly.
If you do good on the test, good on you. You do shitty on the test, whoever you are.
Man, it's crazy this world today. And João, like, he live in Brazil, he knows.
Yeah.
All this thing.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot go, like, other example. It's nice now, everybody call me, because I'm short, I'm not the tallest guy in the world. Mm-hmm. To call me a midget, all fun. I have to smile, like, I don't care. They call me a midget, they call me fat, I don't care.
Yeah.
But if I go to the guy and say, hey, negão, negão like black, but the good way to tell with your friend, then, you cannot say that.
Just with friends.
Really? With friends. Yeah. I get in the place there, I was with my friend, and they say, hey, negão, come here. And the other friend was me say, hey, you cannot say that. I said, what? He's my friend. Come on, negão, come here. Like, So you can get in trouble. I say, really? Is that bad the world right now? So much BS, I cannot say another car. But the other side's good.
Nah.
They can call you whatever they want. And the other thing I discovered when I get here, United States, they complain about racism.
Mm-hmm.
But they are the most racist people. You cannot go, like I said, you cannot go in the nightclub that reserved for blacks.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot go in the church, it's reserved for blacks. But they want to go everywhere. Wherever you are, I want to go. If you don't let me go in, because you're racist.
Racist.
If you don't get to go in, if I have a job and I have a job opportunity, 2 people go, right? João and or me, just an example, and one is a gay person. If João have more the quality I looking for in a person, and I hide João, then you're homophobic. You just don't get him because you're homophobic. What is consistency in this?
There's no consistency. You know what I absolutely love? The cool thing about jiu-jitsu is it's a great equalizer. Today at Open Mat, when you look around the room, and if you want to break it down, you have white people, you have black people, you have Middle Eastern people, and we're all good people.
Yeah.
It's all good,
Exactly.
positive vibes. And you ever notice if you get one shitty person in there, they don't last.
They don't like
That shitty person doesn't last. So that's the beautiful thing about jiu-jitsu. You look around the room,
the
and
floor is a equalizer, the floor.
absolutely, but everybody's smiling. There's no, I mean, all the problems stop at the door. They stop at
Besta, né?
they all stop at the door. That's the thing I love, man. And we all come from all walks of life, you know? We've had criminals and we've had cops.
Exactly.
And I love that. I've seen the criminals asking the cops for advice.
Man, one time was the fun thing happened here. They got, oh, of course, again, I'm not gonna say who, but it's like, how's fun, yeah? You a cop. I'm not a very good person. You're trying together. I say, what the heck? Yeah, that's what happened. My brother, the guy there, like,
Yeah.
Ronnie, a lot of hearts. Like,
You know what's funny? This is, for me, I enjoy this. We had a cop here named He, and I thought he was trolling me on Instagram. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna ask him. And so I told him, come here. I took him in the corner and we're rolling, and I locked him up, and then I started digging my chin into his ribs. And I said, anything you want to tell me? Until he starts screaming. And then I stop, and then I would dig and dig and dig and dig and dig, and then I thought, okay, maybe it's not him. Maybe I made a mistake. But the beautiful thing is, I got to kick the shit out of that cop. Then high five.
yeah.
And then I told him I may have been wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't troll me.
Yeah, and right now has complaints about the Asian people, the racist. Some complaints about this. It's a protest, little protest because
For some reason now there's this.
the coronavirus and
I see more Asian hate on the
Yeah.
news now. If you watch, I can't stomach the news, but every day they're posting something about somebody attacking another Asian person. We need to treat each other with respect and kindness from all walks of life. If you're a good person, I'm all about it. If you're a bad person, trust me, you're not. I'm gonna keep you at arm's length. But people, you need to be your own first responder, and I mean this wholeheartedly. Police serve a specific role, protect and serve, but trust me, what do they always do? They get there and say, what happened? Meaning shit's already gone down. I'm gonna be my own first responder. What happened is I had to beat his ass because he was getting out of line. You need to be your own first responder. Take care of you, take care of your own family.
So I thought trying to say, like, you get to deal with your choice. If you choose to rob a bank, you have to. We was talking about this yesterday with João. You have your priorities, you have the things you are more, not motivated, but like,
What does that one say?
Ronnie is a good man. Say, honor your parents.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Tá falando pra você, Fralda, tipo, que falou eu falei pra ele que você falou aí. But you always have the discipline for something.
Yeah, yep.
And I talked yesterday. If you have a discipline, when I was smoking cigarettes, I smoked 2 packs of Marlboro a day. I was very disciplined that thing. If I run out cigarettes, no, no, that's true. That's true. I was disciplined. What did he say? João não. Você foi
I'm not. Hell no.
Oh, it's discipline. It's all about discipline.
Yeah.
You can discipline for something good or something bad.
Yeah.
If I was so disciplined, if I run out cigarette in the middle of the night, I'm gonna get off my bed and go buy a cigarette. But then have the price. If you have discipline to smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, what gonna be my reward? A lung cancer.
Yeah, death.
Lung cancer.
Death
You
is
can have a
always-
discipline for good or bad.
Yeah.
All right, not coming like, oh, if you are disciplined to do something bad, for staying on your couch, texting on your $1,000 phone with your Jordans on your feet, and talk about the capitalism is bad. It's better you change your discipline. Why don't get your discipline you have and go to work a little bit? What about that? Because all the people just get the free money from the government. Like João said, the guy like quit working to get the free money from the government. Really? That's what the government want. Have control over everybody. Right? They don't like, as soon as I give you a little thing, you're never gonna, as soon as I give you fish, a little fish, you're never gonna learn how to fishing. You know?
Yeah. So on that point, everybody got a $1,400 stimulus check, $1.9 trillion. And they said, oh, everybody's gonna get a $1,400 check. And people were ecstatic about that. And the thing that made me scratch my head, $1,400, if you take 1.9 trillion and divide it by 330 million, we got $1,400. Where'd the rest of the money go?
Yeah.
9% went to COVID relief. Where's the other 91%?
We're gonna see like everybody getting the stimulus check. Good. We're gonna see next year how the tax gonna go.
Not well.
No, well, of
Not
course
well.
not. Not gonna go well.
Put that in the bank, people.
For me, the problem is when everybody waits something for the government.
Yeah.
This is the big problem.
Exactly.
If the president give money for black people,
Yeah.
the Latino guys want money. You give
Yeah.
money for Latinos. Oh, but white guys need money. Get money for nobody work.
Nobody work.
Yeah.
Then we have
Everybody wants something. Oh, okay, I'm Brazilian. I want money.
I saw that thing. Look, Danny said lumber is up 350
Yeah.
in 1 year.
So to give you an idea what Danny's talking about, it's something
Loud.
or break things, your message is lost. They're not going to remember your message. They're going to remember what you left behind.
Yeah.
You know, that's the
I think
problem.
the big problem too. You have to stay on one side.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to stay on one side. You have another way. I don't agree with this guy. I don't
Yeah.
agree. I just put my opinion.
Yeah.
If work for you, it's
Yeah.
okay. If no work,
Yeah. Exactly.
Cleverson say for say hello to Brazil.
Cleverson.
say hi to Brazil.
Wait,
my friend.
To Brazil, he said for him. He said to Brazil.
Cleverson. Hey, Brazil. You know, it's funny when I think of Cleverson. That time he said something in Portuguese and I didn't realize his English was so good. And I said, hey, let me translate. Cleverson said something in Portuguese, and I said, "Oh, I'll translate for you people that don't speak Portuguese." I said, "Thank you, Ronnie, for beating me up today and kicking my ass and all this." And he looked at me, and goes, "Hey, man, I speak English." And I was like, "Oh shit, good English? How good is your English?" He's not good enough. Oops.
Good, yeah, good. So yeah, that was the point we're gonna bring here, like all the two cases, like with George Floyd and Bryant. That is going to the other side. It's going too far to the side. Like, oh, it's all racist. It's all hate. What about the hate from the black person? Or not black, because the people who was in the protest. That I don't call protest, I call riot.
Yeah.
So what about this? When come this way? So then they cannot do nothing. Like I say. If they come to my business, my home, I know how to defend myself
Yeah.
with, you know, my jiu-jitsu and with my gun.
Yeah.
And I said, like, my freedom start when the freedom of the other stops, you know, like something like that was in Portuguese.
What people don't realize is when they're talking about getting violent and doing this, those who are truly skilled in violence generally are those who have been quiet because they know what comes with violence.
You know what I love, Ronnie? When they show the protests in Arizona and Texas.
Yeah.
I like to see everybody with their AKs, ARs, and all kind of guns in their hand, and they are like, "Oh, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
Good morning, sir. Yeah, go protest here.
Yeah.
Go. Let's see how good you are."
You know what's different, man? I was born in Montana, and when you walk down the street, whether they know you or not, they look at you and, "Hey, how are you? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?" If you try that here, people are like, "You know him? You know the guy?"
Like
But
crazy.
also, everybody in Montana has a gun and knows how to use it. So if you fuck around, there's a real good chance you're going to get shot by somebody who knows how to use it. So what I was getting at when people are talking, "Oh, we need to do this. Oh, we need to do that." People need to be cool because those, like to give you an idea, normal people go home from work and they relax. They spend the time with their families. We don't do that. We get home from a long day and what do? We change. We say hello to our wives, except for Robynho, and then we come to jiu-jitsu, and then we're here choking each other, beating each other up for hours. And then we get home at 9 or 9:30 at night, we shower, we eat. Most people can't understand that. So if you fuck around with somebody who's done that for 20 years, there's a good chance you're going to get choked. You can get the shit choked out of you.
My brother said, like, the president, the old president of Brazil, he was involved with the biggest como fala? Corruption case, not in Brazil. It's the biggest corruption case in the world.
The history.
The history. No,
The
serious,
history of the world.
It's serious.
Really?
Yeah.
He just got released from jail, and they also talking maybe how call like
The judge?
hã?
The judge?
Não, no jail para dar indenização para ele. To pay, like, you know, when to sue sue the country and get money, like, oh, you guys put him in jail for wrong
He's
reason.
trying to sue him?
Yep.
Jesus.
And probably he gonna win.
Yeah.
Welcome. That's why I like Brazil. You know, but see, like, I just talking Brazil right now because my brother said,
Yeah.
you know, I don't, man,
Yeah.
it's not good for me. All right, see you guys. I'm out. That's it.
That's why I mentioned earlier, you talk about these police, and they spend millions of dollars paying out settlements to families. Why don't they invest that money? Could you imagine Buena Park? We're in Buena Park, California. Buena Park has 85 officers. If they made it part of their mandatory training that 85 officers had to show up, and we did a class twice a week for them, how much money do you think they would save? Say they gave us $3,000 a month. Okay, that's $36,000 a year. Instead of paying out millions of dollars in wrongful deaths and all these other settlements and shit that they're doing, teach them actually how to handle somebody. Because what do the cops tell you? Get on the ground, get on the ground. Better fucking know what you're gonna do once you get there, dude. You better have an idea what to do when you get there.
Exactly.
And putting the knee on the back of the neck, that's not it.
It's not
That's not the way to go.
Not the smartest choice.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Definitely not, man.
So yeah, I think you talk like about we want to talk. Probably when I post, because every Wednesday I post on the YouTube, probably gonna get more hits.
That's okay. Peace be with everybody, man. Love each other, talk to each other with kindness. Even if you disagree, you know, be respectful. That's what we need, is respectful dialogue. I respect your opinion even if I don't agree with it.
Put them below.
Yeah. Do you, but man, hate to hate, man, what's up with that, man? Come on, peace be with you.
And if you guys want a peace, bring peace too.
Yep.
Because I'm that guy, you know. If you bring hate, I'm ready to. You know, the guns are all loaded. I'm probably gonna draw some hearts in the bullets. If you want that kind of love, give that kind of love. I give you that kind of love back. And guess what? If someone start and I just defend myself, I gonna sleep like a baby at nighttime.
Peace be with you.
Ronnie.
Be good to each other. Thank you guys for having me. It was
Thank
fun.
you so much.
Thank you.
It was fun. I tried to bring Ronnie here since day one, and he always is scared. That's why he's in the middle. We put a ball and chain on his foot, but he don't scare. Don't get scared and run away. Say, no, Ronnie, you're gonna stay here to the end. So, thank you for talking the truth.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys having me.
Mestre João.
Remember, guys, subscribe, thumbs up.
Mestre
Peace.
João. Muito obrigado, Mestre João, de novo, now em português. Vai lá no canal Robynho Channel on YouTube, deixa lá o seu like, se inscreve no canal. Ó, semana passada eu falei que a gente tava com quantos?
35?
Não, semana passada a gente tava com 27, que eu tinha gastado 2, né?
Right now it's 35.
I think it's 37.
Wow!
Oh man, we're getting good. So subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like, and
If you don't like,
go there and
dislike.
make your comment. Yeah, if you don't like, dislike, make your comment.
Yeah.
Just so you know, like I say, the same way goes. For every action, have a reaction.
Yep.
At the same power or stronger. If you go there to offend us, probably gonna offend you back. If you go there to show some love,
Not me.
Yeah.
I will. I care. It's my channel. Don't go there talking crap and think they're gonna go away like just normal. So go there, show some love. We're gonna show love 2 times more. Go there, show some hate. We're gonna show some hate too. You know how to show some hate. I get excited, like my hands sweating to show hate on people if they hate me back. Valeu, rapaziada. Thank you so much. Nossa, de novo, cara. Obrigado por
Graças,
ficarem.
amigos.
Obrigado.
Amigos
Semana que vem nós estamos aí.
latinos.
Essa live vai estar no nosso canal do YouTube, quarta-feira. Muito obrigado. Deixa lá o seu like, subscribe, se inscreve no canal lá e deixa seu comentário. Partiu Pardal. Fui.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.